It started like any other morning on The View. The New York studio was bathed in bright light, and a warm honey glow spread across the set. Whoopi Goldberg sat at the table, her smile like a cup of coffee, warm, but with a bitter aftertaste. Across from her sat Johnny Depp in his signature style. "Glad to be here, Whoopi," he said in a hoarse voice with pirate charm. She nodded, her eyes sparkling. "We're thrilled, Johnny. It's not every day we have a Hollywood legend here." After these words, all the viewers thought it would be a regular evening interview, but no one could have imagined that it would become the biggest scandal of the year. Before the video starts, I would like to ask you to subscribe. I am very happy to see your subscriptions, and I will try to make even better videos. Now let's move on to the story. The studio hummed with routine. Microphones gleamed, water glasses sat still. Whoopi leaned forward, papers in hand. "So, Pirates of the Caribbean. You coming back?" Depp smiled, but his eyes stayed cool. "Maybe. Life's like the ocean, Whoopi. Waves come and go." She chuckled, a hint of curiosity in her tone. "Waves? Or storms?" He took a sip of water. Pause. "Sometimes one turns into the other." The audience murmured. A camera zoomed in on his face, skin etched with years and rolls. Whoopi flipped a page. "You've always played rebels. Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands. That you?" Depp leaned back, fingers tightening on the glass. "Maybe. I like freedom, Whoopi. Don't like being boxed in." She nodded, smile measured. "Freedom's a good word. Especially in Hollywood." He glanced at her, eyes narrowing. "Yeah. But some think freedom's just chaos." Pause. She sipped her coffee, the cup clinking against the table. "Or truth," she added softly. The conversation flowed like a river nearing rapids. "Tell us about your paintings," Whoopi said, voice gentle. "You paint, right?" Depp nodded, a smile flickering. "Yeah. It's therapy. When words aren't enough." She leaned in. "And words? They enough in court?" He froze, fingers still. "Court's not a movie, Whoopi." The audience hushed. A camera caught her raised brow. "But you won. That's the truth, right?" Depp exhaled, slow. "Truth's slippery. Depends who's holding the net." The lights felt sharper, like someone cranked the dial. Whoopi smiled, but her eyes didn't. "You mean the media?" He nodded, voice steady. "Media's like a mirror. Sometimes warped." She leaned back, arms crossed. "We try to keep it straight here on The View." Depp glanced at the audience, a thin smile. "Well said. But mirrors show what people want to see." Pause. She pulled the mic closer. "And what do you want us to see?" The exchange picked up speed, an engine revving. "Your career's legendary," Whoopi went on. "But the last few years, turbulent." Depp nodded, fingers gripping the armrest. "Turbulence putting it mildly." She leaned forward. "Any regrets?" He looked at the camera, eyes glinting. "Regrets? Only that I didn't stay quiet more." The audience whispered. Whoopi swallowed, voice calm. "Silence is golden, they say." Depp's smile was tight, teeth clenched. "Sometimes. But sometimes silence is a lie." Her coffee had gone cold. "Let's talk about your new role," Whoopi shifted, tone lighter. "A film about an artist?" He nodded, relaxing slightly. "Yeah. About fighting demons." She smiled. "Your demons?" Depp froze, gaze sharp. "Why mine?" Pause. She took a beat, sipped water. "Because you play them so well." He looked away, fingers drumming. "Art's a mask, Whoopi." She nodded. "And under the mask?" The spotlights pressed down, heavy. "You talked about truth in interviews," Whoopi said, voice soft but firm. What's truth to you now? Depp exhaled, voice low. Truth is what hurts. She leaned closer. What hurts you? He met her gaze, eyes narrowing. Questions like that. The audience went silent. A camera lingered. The conversation twisted, like wire under strain. You went through a scandal, Whoopi pressed. How'd it change you? Depp's jaw tightened, voice even. Made me stronger. She nodded. Or more cautious? He smiled, cold. Maybe. Caution's survival in your world. Pause. My world, she echoed. Brows raised. Depp nodded. Media. Where words are weapons. The water in their glasses trembled faintly. Let's talk family, Whoopi said, voice warm. They support you? Depp froze, fingers squeezing the glass. Family's private. She smiled. But you're a public figure. He looked at the camera. Public doesn't mean open. Pause. She glanced at her notes. You said America's home. Depp nodded. Yeah. She leaned in. What makes it home? He hesitated, eyes flashing. Competence. Whoopi echoed, surprised. Competence? Depp nodded, voice sharper. Yeah. People here earn their place, not born into it. Pause. Silence blanketed the studio, thick and heavy. The audience froze. A camera zoomed on her face, brows furrowed. That about someone specific? Depp held her gaze, voice low, cutting. Everyone who thinks truth is what sells. Silence. She swallowed, shifted topics, but the air crackled. Something had shifted, like a door opened to a storm. Whoopi cleared her throat, the sound amplified in the hush. Let's circle back to your art, she said, voice steady, like a captain steering through fog. But Depp's eyes stayed locked, unblinking. Art? Sure. But let's not pretend that's what this is about. The audience shifted, a collective intake of breath. A camera whirred closer, its lens a silent witness. He leaned forward, scarf slipping slightly, revealing a vein pulsing at his neck. You want the real story, Whoopi? The one behind the headlines? She nodded, fingers interlaced, calm as glass. We're listening. Pause. The lights hummed, casting long shadows across the table. Depp's voice dropped, gravel turning to grit. The real story is exhaustion. Years of being painted as the villain in someone else's script. He gestured vaguely, hand cutting the air. You ask about competence? It's about earning respect, not buying it with stories. Whoopi tilted her head, eyes probing. Stories like the ones in court? He exhaled sharply, a hiss. Court was a circus. And the ringmasters? People like you, twisting words for views. The studio air thickened, microphones picking up every nuance. A producer in the wings signaled subtly, but Whoopi ignored it, her smile fading to a line. Twisting? We report what's out there. Depp's laugh was short, bitter. Out there? Manufactured. I fought for truth, and what did I get? Labels. Monster. Abuser. His fingers drummed faster, a tattoo of frustration. You call it journalism. I call it a hunt. Pause. She sipped water, the glass trembling faintly in her grip. A hunt implies prey. Were you prey, Johnny? He met her gaze, eyes storming. We all are, in this game. But I refuse to play dead. The audience murmured, a ripple of unease. Camera 3 zoomed on his face, capturing the flush creeping up his cheeks. Whoopi pressed gently, voice like a probe. Refused how? By speaking out? Depp nodded, voice rising. Yes. Because silence lets lies win. You know that, Whoopi. You've been there. She paused, her own history flickering unspoken between them. I have. But speaking out has costs. He leaned in, close enough that the mic caught his breath. Costs? Like losing roles? Friends? Yeah. But integrity? That's priceless. The exchange crackled, words sparking like exposed wires. Integrity, Whoopi echoed, tone even. Is that why you sued? Depp's jaw clenched, visible now. Sued to clear my name. Not for money. For truth. She nodded slowly. Truth you say hurts. Does it still? Pause. He looked away, then back, voice cracking just a fraction. Every day. But hiding hurts more. The audience was statue still, the weight of confession hanging. A light flickered overhead, as if the studio itself recoiled. Whoopi leaned back, giving space, but her question sliced clean. What would you say to her now? Amber? The name dropped like a stone into still water. Depp froze, fingers white-knuckled on the armrest. I'd say, enough. We both lost pieces. His voice softened, raw. But the world? It feasts on the wreckage. She nodded, eyes softening too. Feasts? Strong word. He shrugged, but his shoulders stayed tense. Accurate. You feed it, Whoopi. Questions like this. Pause. The camera breathed. Zooming out to capture them both, framed in tension. Escalation built, layer by layer. Do you blame the media entirely? She asked, voice probing deeper. Depp's response came quick, edged. Not entirely. But you amplify. Turn whispers into screams. He gestured to the audience. They watch, judge, move on. I live it. Whoopi held his gaze. Living it means owning it too. He laughed again, hollow. Own what? Fabrications? Pause. She pressed, or mistakes? Depp's eyes flashed. Mistakes? We all make them. But mine get dissected under lights like these. The spotlight seemed to burn brighter, heat rising. The climax crested, words tumbling. You want vulnerability? Depp said, voice surging. Here it is. I'm tired of the mask. Tired of being the eccentric freak show. He stood halfway, then sat back, breath ragged. Truth isn't pretty. It's messy, like life. Whoopi nodded, calm anchor in the storm. Messy. But necessary. Pause. He whispered, almost to himself, necessary? For who? The audience exhaled collectively, the air electric. Depp straightened, scarf adjusted like armor. I think we're done here. He removed his mic, the clip echoing. Whoopi reached out, hand hovering. Johnny, but he stood, nodding to the audience, a ghost of a smile. Thanks for the chat. He walked off set, footsteps deliberate, the door closing with a soft click. The cameras cut, lights dimming to a murmur. Whoopi stared at the empty chair, then turned to the lens. We'll be right back. In the aftermath, the clip exploded online. X lit up first, hashtags trending, hashtag Depp unfiltered, memes of his exit. Media outlets dissected every pause, every glance. Depp's raw moment on The View, headlines screamed. Viewers debated, confession or meltdown? Whoopi addressed it later, voice measured, conversations get real. But the echo lingered. When the lights faded fully, only the whisper remained, he walked away, but the truth echoed on.